What's up, guys? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about Synthetix. I have not seen any YouTubers talking about what I'm about to speak about, which is why I think Synthetix has a real run still to do in the next bull cycle, which is probably looking at like midway through 2024. I know the markets are rallying right now, but I do think that's probably a temporary thing. I don't think the low is in yet, personally. But Synthetix, there's a real unexplored, underutilized area of crypto that I think Synthetix can absolutely nail, which should cause a lot of price appreciation. Also, there's some news out about Bitcoin's rally and the liquidations it's caused, along with some dangerous malware that's knocking about that has really affected a major NFT holder. We'll talk about that in this video as well. Before I get into it though, guys, if you're new to the channel, these are the first 26 coins that I spoke about on this channel. They're also the first 26 coins I owned when I made the channel, sort of 6 years after being in the markets in the crypto markets. Had you put in $100 into each of these coins when I released the videos about them, and then you sat on them for 2 years, 3 years nearly now, ignored them, never sold them, did everything wrong as an investor. Because remember, you buy your investment, you've got to sell your investment to bank the profit. If you never banked any profit, done everything wrong, you'd still be up 10 grand doing everything wrong. But if you just sold these coins last year like I did when the markets in 2021 when the markets rocketed up, $100 into each of those coins would have netted you a profit of 123 grand from a $2,600 investment. That's actually the difference between doing the right thing and the wrong thing. Huge. Now, as I said, sold all these. They're not what I own anymore. But if you want to see my current portfolio, you can go to copymycrypto.com. On that site, I share my portfolio. I give the members real-time updates anytime I add to any of my holdings or take away. I have tutorials that the members use, those because we've got thousands of members and a lot of them haven't invested in crypto before, so these tutorials help all the way through. We release videos on a daily basis talking about the markets. I will say the last couple of months we've nailed down near every single day the price movement that was coming for Bitcoin and the overall markets. And on top of that, guys, we have a history of success on both the channel and the site. Obviously, not least of which is Phantom. Phantom was the coin that I said was going to be the very best cryptocurrency investment of 2020. Said it would 100x or more, and ended up doing 677 times gain. So if you'd put in 2 grand, you'd have netted 1.3 million if you'd have sold at the right time. Now, I'm always looking for a new Phantom, and when I find it, I'm going to go onto my site and I'm going to do the same thing I do with all my other investments. I'm going to tell the members what gains I think it can do. I'm going to tell them what percentage of my money I'm putting in, and if they want to copy along, they can. And if that interests you, where you want to take the work out of your investing for the year, then go check the site out now, guys. And remember, everything you read on the site, you can verify on the YouTube channel. So, Synthetix, $2.16 currently. So, Synthetix is building a decentralized liquidity provisioning protocol that basically allows for deep liquidity and low fees, and it's as a back end for many of the protocols out there like Optimism. Now, the biggest thing for Synthetix, and the thing that's excuse me, of particular interest to me with regards to Synthetix, are the synthetic assets that they've got up and running and the derivatives market. Now, Synthetix is a DEX and a platform for synthetic assets. The protocol is designed in a way that exposes users to the underlying assets via synths. Synths are just synthetic assets pegged to the real assets. So what that means is effectively it can open up the stock market or the currency markets for 24 hours a day. That's sort of the beauty of synthetic assets. Obviously, it means you're not owning the underlying asset. However, you are owning an asset that is pegged to the real asset. And whenever synths are issued, the synthetic tokens are locked up in a smart contract. Now, what I like about this, and I'm very aware Synthetix is like one of the most popular cryptos in terms of big investors, particularly like individuals. I mean, less so corporations or portfolios, but there are plenty of portfolios involved. Obviously, Coinbase, 3 Hours is dead. Defiance, Framework, Alameda dead. Parafy, Paradigm, and Spartan. All of them, heavily into Synthetix. I can't remember. There's Jen. There's a guy, the Palm Beach Research Group, Palm Beach Confidential. I can't remember the guy's name, who's heavy into Synthetix as well. And what I want to talk about really for Synthetix is the perpetual markets that they have. So before I get into that, you can see that they've got the synthetic US dollar. They've got synthetic versions of a number of the cryptos, along with synthetic euros, synthetic Indian rupee as well. And they're the layer 2 synths. On the layer 1 synths, you've got a synthetic Japanese yen, synthetic Australian dollar, synthetic Swiss franc, synthetic pound sterling, synthetic South Korean won, and again, the relevant cryptos. And again, what this does is provide exposure to all these different assets. And yes, you don't necessarily own an actual version of it, but you own something that's pegged to the value via the oracles that they use. And as an idea and as a concept, this, for me, is fundamentally very, very good. Look, one key issue that a lot of people have always had, and your regular retail investors always had, is getting into the stock markets. It's more of a pain, especially if you're utilizing if you're trying to build a proper portfolio with very little money or with not tons of money. Just the fees for performing a transaction are very, very high in traditional markets. And there are limited trading hours. This is not the case when you've got synthetic assets, and there's a real power to having synthetic assets, and I can see the value there. But the big thing for me is derivatives. So they've got decentralized perpetual futures markets where you can immediately start trading. So you can start trading futures on Synthetix. They're built on optimistic Ethereum, so the lower gas fee, there's low gas and low fees. And they've got a couple different front-end operators. One's Quenta and the other's Decentrix. But what really intrigues me here is, look, fundamentally there is not a lot of money in derivatives in crypto compared to your traditional markets. Now, what we know is, crypto derivatives have had volume surge. Like, their biggest volume that they had was $3.12 trillion in July. So $3.1 trillion, obviously an immensely large amount of money. That's the most that they've ever had in derivatives ever in the past, in the entirety of crypto, and that was in 2022. And we saw that huge surge of derivatives trading. Now, the thing is, 3.12 trillion obviously sounds a lot, is a lot of money. However, you do have to realize that in derivatives, the estimate is over $2 quadrillion. Over $2 quadrillion is put into derivatives markets. Now, some people some analysts say that the market is grossly overestimated in terms of notional value, but if you're looking at $1 quadrillion, you're effectively looking at 300 times what was done in July for just this past year for crypto. So crypto is a long way away. Because if that's true, if you're looking at $2 quadrillion across a year, then you are effectively saying that per month, we're looking at basically around about 100 trillion, thereabouts, like 80, what is it, 83.3 recurring trillion dollars. So still hugely higher than crypto. And of course, crypto is never going to reach those heights. It just isn't, right? Crypto is too new, and it's small compared to all your traditional markets. However, even on crypto's biggest month for crypto derivatives, that's still, nearly 30 times or more than 25 times away from the biggest, from your average sort of derivatives month in traditional finance. So there's still a lot of money that's going to come into derivatives, and Synthetix is quite clearly one of the best positioned for derivatives. Now, there are a few really good platforms for derivatives trading. Perpetual Protocol is one as well. However, when you are looking at the huge players that are going to come into the derivatives markets within crypto, Synthetix is one of the sort of blue chip DeFi cryptos, and they're going to flock to places like Synthetix, or they're going to flock to like a Binance derivative, possibly, a Bybit or a Femex maybe. But right now, Synthetix, because of the hype that Synthetix had for so long, because of the synthetic assets that they have as well, Synthetix is in a very, very strong position to take a good market share of the derivatives money. And as a result, I think they've got a real shot of like huge growth in that regard. You can see that a lot of the Synthetix is staked. You can see the collateral ratio. You can see the debt distribution as well. And you can see that like trading volume, trading fees, number of traders, is steadily sort of going up. Total number of traders still needs to be higher, but they're starting to do very, very good volume again. Certainly over the past sort of week or so, the volume's improved quite a bit. And you can see the trade count based on their partners. Now, what really interests me with Synthetix is just what kind of market share can they grasp. And I think they've got a shot of grasping quite a bit because, they are about derivatives. They are about synthetic assets. And, in the top 100, they're one of the best positioned for derivatives, if not the best position for derivatives. And if they can take any market share of that, or even if it's a case of the synthetic assets being issued a lot, then the Synthetix token is put into a smart contract taken out of circulation effectively. So your circulating supply can dwindle a little bit as more synthetic assets are issued. And just long term, I can see this being a price, really appreciating in price as a result of that. Now, what heights did Synthetix hit last market? $27, $28. So what can it do? I mean, realistically, it depends on how much money is going to start flowing in. But I think we're going to be looking at billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars that Synthetix can start bringing in. They're going to be on version 3 soon enough as well. And they have a strong reputation within the crypto space, and a strong reputation with investors in the crypto space. I do believe this can take up a decent market share. That's the question, is how much market share can they take? If they can take a ton of that market share for derivatives, Synthetix has a real chance to do something quite special. $50 is genuinely something it could hit. You'd be looking at like a 25x from where it is. That put about a market cap of $12.5 billion. And to be fair, it can do $12.5 billion in a market cap if they're bringing in billions of volume for derivatives trading alone, which I could see happening down the line, because we are going to see that surge when the crypto markets are more regulated and more established. So maybe a $50 coin, may very well be. But it has to be the place, like the winner of the derivatives battle. And there's a lot of places out there right now that are heavy into derivatives. So Synthetix has to win that battle. But if it does, $50 could be very achievable. Very achievable. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you're a returning viewer, hit the subscribe button. The videos will help you. They'll make you money. They'll help you stop losing money as well. So don't miss them. And before I get into the news, if you guys want to see the current portfolio that I have, you can go to copymycrypto.com. Like I said, that is where I share my portfolio. I give the members info on the coins that I hold, what gains I think they can have, what percentage of my money I've put into them, and they can copy along. And when I find the next phantom, that's exactly what I'll do as well. So if you want to take that work out of your investing, then go check the site out. On the site, we have tutorials for beginners. We release videos on a daily basis talking about the markets, which we have been absolutely nailing month after month. And we have a history of success on the site, guys. And I will find another phantom. And if you want to learn about that, then get on the site and take a look. And remember, everything that you read on that site, you can verify yourself on the YouTube channel's history. So go take a look, guys. And last thing, right, so Bitcoin saw $500 million in liquidations thanks to the Bitcoin surge. At the weekend, we saw the market break $1 trillion again. There were $500 million in shorts that were liquidated since Friday, which has been the highest level since October of 2022. The liquidation figure means over 70% of traders booked losses as exchanges closed leverage positions due to a partial or total evaporation of the initial margin. And OKX saw 256 million worth of short losses on Friday alone. Yeah, mad. I mean, obviously we've seen a nice strong surge. Bitcoin surged 22% in a very short space of time. Solana ended up jumping about 70% as well. So we've had strong surges over the past month. We'll see if that continues. But yeah, but just be careful not to be longing or shorting. I always say leverage is such a dangerous thing. Always be careful about your leverage, because it can put you in a bad position very, very fast, as seen by $500 million worth of liquidations. But the bigger thing I want to talk about, guys, be careful. So, Crypto God, I believe it's Alex, NFT God, who's a Twitter influencer who has a ton of NFTs, has claimed he's lost a life-changing amount of his net worth in NFTs after accidentally downloading a malicious software found via Google ad search result. And that just sucks. So what it was is he searched to download OBS. OBS I like as well. I've used OBS, which is just a video streaming software. And he accidentally clicked on a Google ad for OBS rather than the actual website, because it was a sponsored ad. And hours later, after a series of phishing tweets posted by attackers on 2 Twitter accounts that he operates, he realized that malware was downloaded from the sponsored ad alongside the software he wanted. The next day, attackers breached his Substack and sent phishing emails to 16,000 subscribers that he had. And it's just crap, isn't it? And I share this just to remind people, please, 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 be careful what you're clicking, be careful where you're looking, because even Google literally took money off of a site so that site could become a sponsor, and the site had malware on it. So you've got to be so careful. in this space, because if you're unsure, read carefully. You know, Binance's CZ warned that Google search results were promoting crypto phishing sites as well. So just be very, very cautious out there. Don't click on anything you're unsure about. Double check that it isn't an advert, like a Google advert. You do not want to be opening up something and having your crypto taken from you. Hopefully there'll be some resolution for NFT God, because yeah, it just sucks. Yeah, so he said, I quickly deleted the scam tweets the hackers posted, caught it 2 minutes after the links went live. If only that were the last chapter of the story. Unfortunately, it was just the first. He then got a DM that he was dreading, saying, dude, you weathed your ape. I pop open the OpenSea bookmark of my ape, and there it is. A completely different wallet is listed as the owner. I knew at the moment it was all gone, everything, all my crypto and NFTs ripped from me. And the feeling that he had at that time, you can imagine. So just guys, please be careful. You know, it's the same reason that I reiterate, don't leave your funds on exchanges. Exchanges are vulnerable. Exchanges, you don't own the crypto if it's on an exchange. So yeah, please be careful out there, guys. And good luck to Alex. Hope he can get hold of his NFTs. And that is it from me. Take care. Bye-bye.